Bright suns, rising moons, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I am flying solo tonight. Yes, it's just going to be you and me tonight, but we have a lot to talk about this evening. I hope that you all are ready for a fun show. Not much in the way of Star Wars news right now. Um, but we are keeping an eye out for some stuff. But for now, there isn't much in the world of Star Wars. So tonight we're going to be talking about some general topics and everything. We're really excited to talk about just a lot of interesting things, a lot of fun things. Um, Hey, Brennan, how's it going, my friend? Happy belated birthday, by the way. I hope that you had a wonderful birthday, my friend. Everybody, check out Brennan's channel as well and his podcast. It's a lot of fun. I was on there recently and we just had a really great time. So definitely check out Brennan's podcast there. Um, but yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about the $55 billion EA deal and what that means for Electronic Arts. We're going to be talking about Xbox raising the prices of not just their hardware, but Xbox Game Pass. Um, the Wolverine gameplay trailer is finally here. So we're going to be looking at that. We're going to be talking about that. And also, there is a bracket now for DC's KO event, which starts on Wednesday. So yes, DC KO starts on Wednesday. We're actually going to be filling out a bracket tonight, so get ready for that. Um, and our main topic is going to be Peacemaker. Yes, we're finally going to be talking about Peacemaker and getting caught up on some stuff. But before we do that, I just have a few announcements here. Um, no live show on October 18th as we are going to be at Baltimore Comic Con. Yes, we will be with. Oh, yeah. Well, happy birthday, Bren. Happy birthday. We are going to be at Baltimore Comic Con with Farpoint. Yes, our friends over at Farpoint have invited us to hang out with them at Baltimore Comic Con. We're going to be talking about the convention, Farpoint convention, and just telling everybody what the convention's about, and just trying to get people to come to Farpoint because it's a great convention. It's a wonderful convention, and I hope that you all can make it out at the end of January because it really is. Excuse me. It really is a fun convention, and the community that surrounds that convention is just wonderful. So yes, we're going to be at Baltimore Comic Con with Farpoint. Speaking of Farpoint, we are 116 days away. Yes, just over 3 months away from Farpoint 2026. Really excited about this one. It's going to be great. The guest list is awesome. I'm going to go over that guest list again. You have Jess Bush from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. You have Justina Ireland, our good friend Justina Ireland, who's one of the authors of Star Wars: The High Republic. They have also worked on Spider-Man and a bunch of other amazing properties. We have David Gerald, who is an author and screenwriter. Um, and he's a Hugo and Nebula Award winner, so those are um, big science fiction awards. Excuse me. Um, and then we have Jeff Klein, who is a writer and publisher. He's also done voice work for G.I. Joe and Transformers. And we have Ross Marquand, who has been in The Walking Dead. He was Red Skull in Infinity War and in Endgame. And he's also Professor Xavier on X-Men 97. And he is the Immortal in Invincible. So get your tickets for Farpoint. It's going to be a really fun weekend. We are going to be there hanging out, having a good time. So definitely get your tickets to that. All right. So since we're flying solo, I guess I'm going to be going over some of the news here. Yeah, so once again, brief recap. We will not be having a live show on the 18th or actually next week either. Because next weekend, I am not available as I will be at a Ren fair. Um, but yeah, no live show on the 18th as we will be at Baltimore Comic Con and we will be there with Farpoint. All right, let's move on here to the news. So let me Google this real quick. Um, because I just want to make sure that we have all of the I just want to make sure that we have all of the information before we get in here. So, Electronic Arts, which is one of the biggest video game publishers in the world, they have some huge franchises, whether it be FIFA or now it's EA Sports FC, Madden, college football. It's got The Sims. It has the F1 license for video games. Respawn Entertainment is part of this group, and they have done Jedi Survivor and Fallen Order, and they're working on Zero Company. And you also have BioWare that's under that umbrella. They're the makers of Mass Effect and Dragon Age. So EA has been acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners for $55 billion. This is now taking EA from a publicly traded company now to this is taking EA from a public company now to a private company. They are still going to be, they're still going to be making games. So this is the EA press announcement. Accelerates EA's strategic vision to advance the future of entertainment. Stockholders to receive $210 per share in cash, representing 25% premium to unaffected share price. Transaction represents largest all-cash sponsor take private investment in history. So this consortium is going to it's going to acquire 100% of EA, with PIF rolling over its existing 9.9% stake in the company. EA stockholders will receive $210 per share in cash. Per share price represents a 25% premium, as we said. PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners bring deep sector experience, committed capital, and global portfolios with networks across gaming, entertainment, and sports that offer unique possibilities for EA to blend physical and digital experiences, enhance fan engagement, and create new growth opportunities. This transaction represents the largest all-cash sponsor take private investment in history, with the consortium partnering closely with EA to enable the company to move faster and unlock new opportunities on a global stage. So this is interesting because a lot of these investors, from what I'm reading, I've been doing some research on this. A lot of these investors are, let me see here. I a lot. Sorry, please forgive me. So CNBC is saying that some experts expect studio closures or IP sell-offs to manage the debt, but others believe the move could improve long-term game quality by freeing EA from public market pressures. This is interesting here because this consortium is actually backed by Saudi Arabia as well as others. And as we know, and I'm not going to get too political here, but as we know, uh, Saudi Arabia is a very conservative country. Um, it's women don't really have a lot of rights there. There's there's a lot going on there. Um, I am trying to I'm trying to talk about this in a way that um, I want to talk about the future of this and what this means. So, EA makes a lot of their money through EA Sports titles, whether it be Madden or FC or college football or NHL. They make a good chunk of their money through those titles, including F1. F1 is actually doing very, very well for EA. Um, this is interesting because I have a feeling this consortium is mostly interested in these sports franchises. That way they can make a lot of money. If that is the case and they're only interested in the sports franchises, that means they could, as the CNBC article says, they could sell off their IPs and other studios to other publishers, to other gaming companies, what have you. That means that you could see Sony possibly acquire BioWare, or you could see BioWare and Respawn just go off on their own because they have made a lot of money. I mean, Respawn makes tons of money through microtransactions and Apex Legends alone. Not to mention, they have a very solid track record with both Titanfall and Titanfall 2, and now they have the Jedi games with Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, and they're working on Zero Company. They could possibly hold their own, but I have a feeling that they will need to be picked up by a bigger company, whether it's Sony, whether it's Microsoft, and we'll get to Microsoft here in a few because I'm a little upset at Microsoft right now. Well, Xbox, I should say. Um, but you have all of these things, so it could be any one of those developers or publishers picking up any of these companies. Um, they could just continue keeping everything under one umbrella, but I highly doubt it. When you get something lucrative like this, a lot of people tend to want to cut the fat and everything. So this consortium is probably going to um they're probably going to cut the fat um according to them. So that means according, like I said with the CNBC article, you are going to see studio closures. Um you are going to see people losing their jobs a in a department or in an industry that is already that has already faced massive layoffs. In an industry that's already faced mass layoffs and everything, this is I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more. This is going to be them trying to get leaner in order to stay competitive in the future. And I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Um, while I am excited for the possibility of some of these studios to branch off on their own, like I said, with Respawn and BioWare, even Maxis with The Sims, because The Sims is another popular franchise that EA has. Um, I'm just curious to see where this goes. If I am talking in circles, I apologize. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together here. I have some notes here. Also with Battlefield, you've got Battlefield Labs, which is a brand newish studio that they revamped. And when I say brand newish, it's just a studio that's been revamped to just strictly work on Battlefield. You've got Battlefield 6 right around the corner. If this does not sell well, if this doesn't hit well, EA will probably this studio and this franchise might be one of the first to go. It just all depends on player counts. It depends on your sales numbers, community engagement. It depends on all of these things. And if this doesn't hit, because you've got Battlefield 6 going right up against Call of Duty Black Ops 7. So you know, but I will say this, the buzz for Battlefield 6 has been a lot better than the buzz for Black Ops 7. Uh, a lot of people are playing the Black Ops 7 open beta right now, and they are not enjoying it. So we'll have to see what comes of that. I already asked what this means for Respawn, what this means for BioWare, and with Maxis. Hopefully these studios do go independent if they do get sold off. Um, or I would love to see Sony acquire some of these studios. I would love for Sony to acquire BioWare. Sony has these incredible single player experiences that I really feel like BioWare would just do very well with. Um, uh, you know, Sony is the king of the single player experience. They are the king of the story driven experience. And that's why they have won the console wars for a while now. Um, except for the 360 generation. That one Xbox kind of wiped the floor with them on that one. But I would love to see Sony get some of these studios and have these studios work on some single player experiences. Um, Not everything needs to be console exclusive, but I think that you could definitely do some console exclusive stuff. Um, Sony has Bungie, and Bungie works on Destiny, and Destiny is a multi-platform experience. They're working on Marathon, and that is a multi-platform experience. So I'm curious to see what happens. I'm also curious to see with this consortium. Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see with this consortium if some of these conservative values if some of these conservative views um that are I'm worried about influences. um I'm worried about these influences on these games, on these on these studios and everything, where they might have to make a drastic change in order to appeal to to demographics that they I don't want to say that they want to appeal to, but to demographics that they are not really looking for at that moment. So uh, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of talking in circles, and I apologize. I'm kind of losing viewers with this, and I don't know. Maybe maybe it was a bad idea to go live tonight. I'm kidding. Um, But I'm going to move on from the EAA thing because that's all up in the air right now. That is so up in the air right now, and we don't know really what's going to happen. Um, this isn't the only gaming topic this week because now we get to talk about Xbox and how they have decided to not only raise the price of their hardware, but they have decided to raise the price of Xbox Game Pass. And here's the fun thing. Xbox Game Pass was originally 16 bucks a month, and then they upped it to 20 last year, but you were still getting a lot of day one Xbox releases. There was a huge library involved, all of these incredible things with Game Pass, right? A huge library. You had access to EA Play. Um, like I said, day one releases on Game Pass. So like when Halo Infinite hit, oh man, we were eating good. Um, Forza Horizon hit. That was another great thing. But now they've decided to up their price to $30. And that means that just in the last year, that price has increased 50%. So you are now, let me look at these tiers. Xbox Game Pass tiers. Okay. So we have Essential, Premium, and Platinum. Okay. So Essential, you get around 50 games. So Essential is replacing Xbox Game Pass Core. So you get around 50 plus games available on PC, console, and cloud, unlimited cloud gaming, in-game benefits including for Riot Games, online console multiplayer, and then you can play and earn up to $25 a year in the store with rewards. I don't even want to get into the reward system right now because that is another thing that is just crazy. And then we have Xbox Game Pass Premium, which is 200 plus games, now playable on PC, console, and cloud. $14.99 a month. Now, this is what Ultimate was about last year until they raised the price. New published Xbox games within a year of launch. So that could be within like 2 months of launch, all the way up to like 364 days from launch. Unlimited cloud gaming with shorter wait times, in-game benefits including Riot Games, online console multiplayer, and play and earn up to $50 a year in the store with rewards. And then we move on to Ultimate, which is the largest tier. 400 plus games, playable on PC, console, and cloud, $29.99 a month. That doesn't even include tax. So you are looking at roughly $32, $33 a month if you include tax, depending on where you live. 75 plus day one games a year, including all Xbox published games day one. Ubisoft Plus classics and EA Play included, with Fortnite Crew coming in November. Whatever Fortnite Crew is, I don't even know what that is. I don't play Fortnite, so I just don't. That doesn't do anything for me. With Ubisoft Plus Classics, that's what PlayStation Plus has right now, and which you get like a bunch of Assassin's Creed games. You get a bunch of Far Cry games. I think the Crew 2 is on there. Rainbow Six Siege is on there. Extraction's on there. A bunch of others. You get EA Play included, which gives you access to all of EA's backlog or back catalog. And then you get trials. Then you get some trials of some stuff. Then you get trials of some upcoming or brand new released EA titles. Um, it's EA Play is actually pretty nice. But yeah, like unlimited cloud gaming is great. Like I love Xbox cloud gaming. Like I truly do. However, I just mm, I can't justify 30 30 a month. I just cannot do it. Um I just and this will get you Black Ops 7 on day 1. And honestly, I couldn't care less about Black Ops 7. I thought that reveal that they had at Summer Game Fest or um yeah, during Summer Game Fest just was not good at all. I just ugh, I because we just had Black Ops 6 and then we get Black Ops 7 like right behind it. I don't know. Also, this is a franchise, and I know that they want to have annual installments with it. Like both Activision and Xbox have said, we want to make Call of Duty an annual thing. Can we not for a while? Like seriously, can we not with Call of Duty for a while? Um, like give it a couple of years. Just give it a little bit. Just let it breathe and then go back and do something. One of my favorite recent Call of Duty games is the 2019 Modern Warfare remake because it was just entertaining. It felt like a breath of fresh air and I really enjoyed it. But I just can't justify this with Game Pass. Also, here's another thing. Game Pass or Xbox said during Tokyo Game Show that Game Pass is very profitable for them as they raked in over 5 billion for Microsoft and Xbox over the last fiscal year. Um and honestly, like if Game Pass is doing so well, why are we upping the price? Like I get it. It costs a little bit more to develop games because some of these games have the budgets of Hollywood movies, if not bigger budgets. And they're trying to deliver AAA experiences, which there are times when it doesn't. A AAA experience isn't a AAA experience, right? Like, not everything's gonna be a banger. like, like, not everything is going to hit well. So I just find it interesting that if they are raking in all of this money with Game Pass and it's doing very well, why are we upping the price? Also, they have struggled very much in this console generation with maintaining sales on hardware. I Part of me feels like I feel like part of the problem with it was having two consoles, right? You had the Xbox Series X, which is the most powerful Xbox console ever made. And they claim it's more powerful than the PS5, but it's not. Um, and then you had the Xbox Series S, which was an entry level console, and they put it at a great price of $300. Right? They put it at a great price. It's all digital, meant for Game Pass. It's a great machine. It's a powerful machine. I have a Series S. I love this thing. Absolutely love this thing. I don't touch it anymore this whole because of this whole debacle. Um, but it's a great machine. But you can also see Microsoft, because they've taken the losses that they've taken, they are starting to kind of shift away from developing hardware. They said that they're still going to develop hardware. Um, like the next generation Xbox is happening. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's an all digital Xbox and they move away from physical games. And right now, people want physical media. People want physical games because with the way things are right now, you, you know, we I don't want to have to buy something digitally. I want to buy it physically. That way I have it. Because with the digital purchases, they can revoke that license at any time. So, yeah, while you own it, you don't really own it. You don't. And that is the big issue. Because like I said, they can pull that gaming license at any time and then you are crap out of luck. Like they could remove it from the store at any time. So I would rather have the physical copy. I was just at Target recently, um, and I was at yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's interesting because like most Targets have gotten rid of their Xbox physical games, right? Um, But the PlayStation section and the Nintendo section both have physical copies. I go into Walmart, the Xbox section has a bunch of physical copies, and the PlayStation section and the Nintendo section have physical copies. People want physical media. Microsoft just is not listening. Xbox is not listening to these people that want physical media. You buy a premium edition of a game, right? They give you a steelbook and then a download code. Really? Really? I want this to have the steelbook so I can put the disc in the steelbook. That way it looks good on the shelf. People want these physical media. People want some physical media not only to own it, but to also make it look good on their shelf and to add to their collection. And just Xbox has dropped the ball on this. They've dropped the ball with Game Pass. They've dropped the ball with developing their hardware. There's a new handheld that they partnered with Asus for. It's the ROG Ally and then the ROG Ally X. Scary idea and to spend now 60 to 70 per game nowadays. Yeah. And that's another thing too. Like I get it. They want to raise prices because things aren't as cheap as they used to be. I mean, inflation is a thing, tariffs are a thing. Don't even get me started on any of that. But Microsoft was pushing for a $90 game with the Outer Worlds. And people fought back on that, and then they dropped it back down to 70, I believe. But I wouldn't be surprised if we did get 90 to $100 games at some point. And I guarantee you Microsoft and Nintendo are going to lead the charge on that. I mean, you look at Nintendo. Nintendo's charging $80 for some of their games. Mario Kart World was 80 bucks. $80 for a Mario Kart game. So this makes me ask the question, is Xbox Game Pass still the best deal in gaming? No, it's not. If you want to try Game Pass, I would say either get the essential and just kind of eventually wait for things, or get the premium and eventually wait for things, but don't do the ultimate. It's for $30, that's $360 a year, which is getting you, which means that you would have to play 5 brand new releases worth of games in order to break even. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that time on my hands between doing this and spending time with my wife that I absolutely love spending time with, and working and doing a bunch of other things. I don't have time to invest all of that into Game Pass. Um, yeah, I can't do it. So I'm sticking to PlayStation Plus right now. And while they do not drop PlayStation exclusives on day one of releases, um, they do eventually come to PlayStation Plus, and that's how I've actually been. I was telling Zach after I got my PS5, I signed up for PlayStation Plus and everything, and I started playing like all of these games from the PlayStation 4 generation that I had missed. And this has been a great way for me to catch up on a backlog of, to catch up on games. But I'm okay with waiting for, while I'm playing Astrobot now because of GameFly, I am also okay waiting for that to possibly come to PS Plus. Like if I didn't buy a physical copy of it, but let's be fair. I'm getting a physical copy of Astrobot even if I have to ask for it for Christmas because I love that game. Um and I want to get like physical copies of like Ghost of Yotei. I'm going to do it with Final Fantasy 7. I want to do it with Final Fantasy 16. Like I love that PlayStation has the option of doing physical copies. Now, I will also say this. Now, when it comes to when it comes to Sony, I find it interesting that when they launched the PS5 Pro, it didn't come with a disk drive. You had to buy a separate disk drive for the PS5 Pro. From what we're hearing now, with the PlayStation 6, there will be a separate disk drive that you can either buy or you can. I think they're going to have that model where it's either you can get the all digital or get the physical again. Me personally, I have the physical one. I love it. It's great, and for the PS5, not the PS6. Oh my god, if I had a PS6 before everybody else, I would lose my crap. God, I'm talking in circles tonight, and I apologize. But this is a great opportunity for Sony to continue to win this console war, right? It's crazy. The 2 terabyte Xbox is more expensive than the PS5 Pro. Let that sink in for you. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I would just suggest if you want to do Game Pass, just do the premium tier, and then just just wait. I'm done with Xbox. I really am. Maybe I might subscribe to the premium tier down the road, but I'm gonna save $30 a month right now. Uh, I'd rather pay 20 for PS Plus premium and and get cloud streaming and get a bunch of stuff on there. I'd rather pay for that. Plus, I just like these PlayStation games better. So speaking of Sony, and PlayStation, it is time, my friends. Oh boy, it is time. So we are. I do have YouTube on mute. Yes. So a little game was announced a few years ago, and we found out it was announced by PlayStation and Insomniac. And now it's time to reveal the game. I mean, you already know what this is, but we're gonna watch it anyway. We are gonna watch this anyway. So I'm actually gonna go full screen on this. That way you can also see this. All right, let's do it. Yes, Wolverine is getting a game done by PlayStation and Insomniac. This is going to be set in the same universe as the 3 Insomniac Spider-Man. So this is Earth 1038. And I'm really excited to see how they're going to tie this into the 3 Spider-Man games. A lot of us have actually talked about how we want to see them kind of go that Spider-Man route where we have Wolverine in this game. This is primarily Logan's story, but then you introduce like X-23 in this game. Do an X-23 spin-off game, and then you have them come together for Wolverine 2. Kind of like what they did with Spider-Man 2. As you can see here, we have the Canadian Wilderness, Madripoor, all these. That was Omega Red.
That's always waiting.
So excited for this game. I mean, look at the snow graphics. Look at the. This is brutal. The best way. This game is just. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. There's some Uncharted vibes there, even though Insomniac never worked on. There's Mystique. Insomniac also has rights to X-Men, to do X-Men games. So I would love if they did. Let's watch it again while we're talking. I would love if they did like X-Force game, X-Factor game. Alpha Flight would be really cool because now that you have now that you have Wolverine, you can definitely do Alpha Flight. All of these amazing, you have all of these amazing possibilities here. I would love like a Kitty Pryde and Colossus game. That would be so much fun. A sword game, like you could do Abigail Brand and Sword and have Beast involved and Kitty Pryde with Lockheed and all of these amazing characters. Like the X-Men Pantheon is definitely there, and they are sitting on a gold mine between this and Spider-Man, which I'm still waiting for either the Venom spinoff or Spider-Man 3, but I have a feeling we're not going to be getting Spider-Man 3 probably not until the PS6, which I'm okay with. I am okay with, because I would love to see this, Venom, and possibly another X-Men title come before the launch of the PS6, or have this or like have one of them as like a PS5, PS6 launch thing, kind of like what they did with Miles Morales, as well as they did, kind of what they did with the Miles Morales game. I think that would work perfectly. And then here we have the Sentinel. Ah, God. I love this. And fall 2026. So Wolverine looks incredible. I cannot wait for this game. It is going to be so much fun. And yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait for this. All right. So let's move on to more comic book news. Yes, here we go. So there's an event that is happening this Wednesday. It's a brand new event that's happening, that's been leading up since the end of this DC event called Absolute Power. So we are getting DCKO. And for those of you that are like, well, what's DCKO? This is a tournament event in which the winner of the tournament gets these Omega powers, and they can challenge Darkseid once and for all, because like Darkseid is now infused with these Omega powers, which allowed him to create the Absolute Universe. Which, if you have not been reading the Absolute titles, you should. They are fantastic. So yeah, this will allow the victor to challenge Darkseid, which they are probably going to do an event next year where the where the winner does challenge Darkseid. But we are getting, we're not there yet. But for now, let's take a look at the bracket. We have our brackets now for DCKO. DC is actually doing this contest, and I'm not really sure what the prize is. But here we go. So we are actually going to fill this bracket out together. All right. So round one, our first matchup is hold on. Excuse me. Our first matchup for round one is going to be Superman versus Giganta. And we already know Superman is the shoe-in for that one. So that's not even a contest there. We have Captain Atom versus Power Girl. Now, Captain Atom is an interesting character. He's he's infused with nuclear abilities. And he is kind of like he's supposed to be the perfect hero, the perfect soldier, all of these things. Captain Atom is really, really interesting. And then you have Power Girl. Now, Power Girl is Earth 2's Supergirl. Remember, we're dealing with a multiverse here. So yes, Power Girl is Earth 2's Supergirl, and she came to this Earth realized she couldn't be Supergirl, so she became Power Girl. She is now on a Justice League Black Ops team with Simon Baz, the Green Lantern, called Justice League Red. Um, as much as I would love to go with Power Girl for this one, I am going to go with Captain Atom for the upset. Next up, we have Guy Gardner versus Firestorm. Um, I love Guy Gardner. He's my favorite Green Lantern, so I'm a little biased here. And I do love Firestorm, especially like what they did with Firestorm in Legends of Tomorrow and in the Arrowverse. It was just absolutely beautiful. But we are going to go with Guy Gardner for that one. Next up, we have Jay Garrick versus Cheetah. Jay Garrick will take that contest because he's way too fast. And then we have Aquaman versus King Shark. We are going to go with King Shark over Aquaman. Then we have Hawkman versus Connor Hawk. We are going to go with Hawkman. And then we have Black Lightning versus Lex Luthor, two of the smartest men in the DC universe. And we are going to go with Black Lightning for that. Supergirl versus the Demon. The Demon is going to take that because Kryptonians are vulnerable to magic. Wonder Woman versus Starro. We are going to have the upset with Starro beating Wonder Woman. As much as I love Wonder Woman, as Firestorm over Guy for you. Interesting. You can fill out your brackets at dc.com/ko. You can definitely fill out your brackets there. Here, I'm going to post the link in the chat. That way, you all can take a look at that. But let's get back to it. Lobo versus Plastic Man. We're going with Lobo. As much as I love Plastic Man, I got to go with my boy Lobo. And then we have Swamp Thing versus Vixen. We're going to go Swamp Thing for that one. I love Vixen, but I think the green is going to win out over this. Next up, we have Cyborg versus Batwoman. We're going to go with Batwoman. She is very smart and can figure out a way to dismantle Cyborg systems to take him down. And then we have Star Sapphire versus Batman. We're going to go with the upset. We are going to go with Carol Ferris beating Batman. Love always wins, according to the Star Sapphires. So that is going to be the upset there. And then we have Damian Wayne versus Red Hood. This is a toughie. We are going to go Damian Wayne for that. I think that Damian's younger age, plus him being the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, and also trained by Batman, but Red Hood was also trained by Batman. I still think Damian has the advantage. Zatanna versus Barda. I love Zatanna, but I got to go Big Barda here. We are dealing with Apocalypse and everything, so we got to go with Big Barda. Harley Quinn versus Metamorpho for the final matchup for the round one bracket. We are going to go. Let's go Harley. Yeah, we're going to go Harley with the upset on that one. Next up, we have Superman versus Captain Atom. And as much as I would love for Superman to win this, I'm going to go with Captain Atom, even though I know probably in the comics, Superman's going to take this dude out. Guy Gardner versus Jay Garrick. I think Guy is going to win this one, but not by much. I think it's going to be a very, very close matchup. Hawkman versus King Shark. Hawkman is going to win that one just because of the air advantage alone. The Demon versus Black Lightning, that is going to be the Demon. Once again, magic prevails. Starro versus Lobo, that's going to be Lobo taking out Starro. Swamp Thing versus Batwoman, I think this is where Batwoman will win. Swamp Thing will be eliminated from the tournament at that moment. Star Sapphire versus Damian Wayne. This is going to go to Carol here, the Star Sapphire. She's going to use Damian's lack of love or his love for his father against him. Harley Quinn versus Big Barda. This one's going to be a fun hammer baseball bat fight. But we are going to edge out with Barda for that one. All right, next up we have Captain Atom versus Guy Gardner for round number 3. We are going to go. We're going to go Guy. We're going to go Guy. Somehow he's going to get that upset. The Demon is going to beat Hawkman. Lobo is going to beat Batwoman. And Barda is going to finally beat Carol Ferris. And round 4. We have 2 picks for round 4 here. We have Guy Gardner versus the Demon and Lobo versus Barda. We are going to go with Guy for that. And we are going to go Lobo. So our final matchup here is going to be Lobo versus Guy. And as much as I love Guy Gardner, my friends, I am going to be picking Lobo as the DCKO champion. Now I got to enter my birth year here. Who do you have? Fill out your brackets. Let me know. Oh, sorry. You shouldn't be seeing this, but whatever. All right. Huh? What? Okay. We're gonna figure this out later. We're gonna figure that out later. Anyway. Unexpected end of JSON input. Okay. Let's try this again. Anyway, that's the bracket. Jeez, what is going on here? I just want to enter this bracket. That's all I want to do. Anyway, really, really cool thing that they're doing. DCKO is going to start this Wednesday, so get ready for that. It should be a lot of fun. Once again, if you are not reading the Absolute Universe, please do yourself a favor and read that. Also, read Justice League Unlimited. So many great comics out there nowadays. Like, just so many great comics. Let me see here. Yeah, no, it's not accurate. Jeez. Anyway, I just wanted to see my bracket. But now I get to start it all over again. Anyway. I'm just trying to track my bracket, but I don't know. Anywho, let's move on to some more DC fun here, as we are going to be talking about Peacemaker. Yes, Peacemaker has been going on this season. We have one more episode left. We are 7 episodes into the season, with the finale being episode 8. This has been one hell of a ride, my friends. One hell of a ride. We have had dimension hopping. We've had all sorts of things in this show. Eagly getting an arch nemesis with Michael Rooker's character. We've had Eagly. We found out Eagly's diet, which is just cold cuts. Um, Tim Meadows showed up as Agent Flurry and has has bird blindness. Economos has been key this season. Adebayo, Hardcourt, Vigilante, everybody has like upped their game this season, and it has been such a delight to watch. So we're this is the DCU's introduction to the multiverse. Um, and this has been really interesting because they're using the quantum unfolding chamber, which is where Peacemaker stores his gear. They're using the quantum unfolding chamber as the way to enter these various universes, and you find out that there is, yeah, no, it's great, it's great. You find out that there is an Earth out there where Peacemaker is a hero. His brother is still alive. He has an amazing relationship with his dad. That's full of love, and well, let's just say that that Earth, spoilers, that Earth is an Earth where the Nazis won World War II. Um, yes, the Nazis won World War II and took over. And yeah, it's definitely different. And Peacemaker doesn't notice the changes until Harcourt pretty much tells him what the hell is going on. like she's like, yeah, this isn't our Earth, and yeah, this is an Earth where the Nazis won. Because there's literally a mural of Hitler at Argus. Um, this is also an Earth where the Peacemaker from that Earth, had a relationship with Amelia Harcourt, and they ended up breaking up. And now this Peacemaker, our Peacemaker, is trying to, you know, because our Harcourt doesn't want a relationship with him. He decides, oh well, this other Harcourt loves me, why don't we do that? Yes, the Arrowverse did a fantastic job with Earth X. They absolutely did. Um, Crisis on Earth X is actually, I think, my favorite Arrowverse crossover that they did. Um, and this one is an Earth X. This is Earth X. Um, I would have loved to have seen them like introduce the Ray and a few other freedom fighters. But it's it's cool the way they did this. It's very, very cool the way they did this. You have a group called the Sons of Liberty, which is trying to, um, yeah, they're trying to overthrow the current government in order to, establish a democracy and everything. They're trying to liberate America from the Nazi regime. And I just found it interesting that, the Sons of Liberty, Vigilante, the Earth X's Vigilante is part of that group. And it's also interesting that you find out where on the DCU Earth, the main Earth, Christopher Smith's father is just this piece of garbage person, racist, homophobic, misogynist, sexist, all of this, right? Like he is a piece of, pardon my language, but he's a piece of shit. Um, on Earth X, he's actually the opposite. He is not a Nazi. He is trying to fight bad guys and monsters that are in front of him because that's how, he can make a difference in the world. He doesn't see, he doesn't see the Sons of Liberty as this bad group, and he knows that there is something wrong with the world, and there's something, but and he's trying to make it a better place in the way that he knows how, which is stopping bad guys. Um, and there's this revelation, and Chris realizes it, where he's like, "Oh my gosh, my dad isn't a bad person here. It's just this world is bad." And but his brother Keith, on the other hand, is just this piece of shit human being. Well, he's not a piece of shit because he truly loves Chris. Like well, his version of Chris. Um, he truly loves that person, but he's so brainwashed by everything that's going on Earth X, where he adheres to the Nazi philosophies and all that other stuff. Um, and Chris is just trying to, Peacemaker is there to, show him that there is a better way, and he's also there to show that um, he came to that Earth to be with a family that loved him. Because Peacemaker lost his brother at a young age, um, and his father blamed him for the death of his brother, and it hasn't sat right with Peacemaker, and it's been a really interesting season. It's been a fun season to watch these characters develop, to watch this universe grow. This is the season that started off with the Justice Gang interview with Maxwell Lord and Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl, and it did not go well. Like it did not go well. And we've had this evolution of Peacemaker's character throughout these seven episodes, and I also have to say this: John Cena is one hell of an actor. He really really is. We talk about the best wrestlers turned actors, and there's only two, in my opinion. A lot of people are like, "Well, what about The Rock?" I'm sorry, the Rock, while he puts butts in seats, and he does, The Rock plays the same character over and over again. Now, I hear his new movie, he actually shows some acting range, but I I don't think The Rock is that good of an actor. I think when you look at wrestlers turned actors, Batista and Cena are your top two. Batista is fantastic. I loved him in Guardians 1, 2, and 3. I loved him in Dune. Loved him in Glass Onion. Like I love Dave Batista as an actor. I think and Blade Runner 2049. He's fantastic. Um, and then you've got Cena, who did a lot of comedy for a while. Um, Black Adam is just a terrible movie anyway. Um, it's just the hierarchy of the DCU is about to change. Um, but Cena was doing, like, he was being typecasted for a little bit, but then really started showing his range, and he's just developed into just a great actor, and he shows all of this emotion, and he shows so much range, and he's fantastic. He will deliver comedy when it's right, and he does a fantastic job at that. But when it comes to those dramatic moments, the the dude the dude knows, he just knows how to deliver. Um Absolutely. So this is it's just been incredible to watch this season unfold, and to watch the characters in this season, because it's just been so much fun to watch. It's I don't know what else to say about it. Um, it's just been so good. Peacemaker is just one of those shows that I just absolutely love. Let's see here. I can view my bracket in this email. Um, but yeah, Peacemaker is just this. Um, oh, cool. Okay, I can actually go to my email and then I can show you my bracket here. Okay. Uh, anyway, sorry, I was trying to look up the bracket thing too. Um, yeah, it's just I don't know what else to say. I love Peacemaker. It's a great show. It's it's essential to the DCU, and it's going to set up Man of Tomorrow, which is the upcoming Superman movie that's going to release in 27. Um, I also have a feeling that it's probably going to maybe set up Supergirl, and I have a feeling that this will probably set up season 2 of Creature Commandos, which season 2 is being is still in production. um, which is great because I love Creature Commandos. I think it's a fantastic show. Um, I love Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr. He is just fantastic. And oh, here we go. Yeah, so I can view. Yeah, here we go. Real quick, we are going to. Oh yeah, I can. Cool. I can share this image. Um, anyway, I am all over the place. That gives me hope. I was extremely worried about Peacemaker. It is a little over the top for me, but I gave it a shot with the first season. I was yeah, season 2 is definitely a lot better. I will say this, it is still very violent and still very vulgar, but it is a lot better than season 1. And I just think that they truly delivered an incredible experience with that show. Especially like if you are curious to see how this is all going to tie in. Uh, yeah, I don't know what else to. I can't even speak tonight. I don't even know what else to say. It's actually going to be a short one tonight, my friends. We kind of breezed through some of the topics, but I my finale predictions. Somebody's going to die. I have a feeling it might be. I I feel like it might be out of bio or vigilante or maybe even economos. One of the 11th Street kids is going to die, and I hate to say it like that, but one of them is going to die. If it's Peacemaker, that's going to be interesting. That's really going to be interesting. But one of them is going to die. It might be Hardcore too, because uh, mm, the writing's kind of on the wall with her too. So we'll see. We will see on Thursday when the finale airs. But huge time to be a comic book fan. It really is. I've got I've got 3 more compacts to read. I'm currently reading, or I've got 2 more compacts to read after I read Superman Birthright. I've got Wonder Woman, Blood and Guts next, and then I've got DC New Frontier next. I'm also looking at getting the Harley Quinn compact, which is based on the New 52 series. And then I'm also looking at getting Batman: The Long Halloween, because and that one comes out on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And if you've never read The Long Halloween, you should. It's such a great Batman story. But yeah, that's it for us. I'm going to hop off here. I'm also going to take a quick break, and then I'm going to hop into Discord. But that's it for us this evening. Hope that you have a wonderful night. We're also going to be streaming more on Twitch this week. Probably some more Astrobot because I love that game and it's just so much fun. So, but yeah, we will see you next time. May the force be with you, and remember, at the end of the day, we are all the Republic. Have a good night.